This lesson is to demonstrate the digitizing of Puffy foam letters. Okay, so I'm just going to choose one letter for our demonstration, and I'm going to just do the default block, and I'm going to do a U, a capital U, and let's make this at least 2.5 inches. Okay, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that it has no underlay. Great, no underlay. And let me see. Okay, I think that that's going to be good. All right. All right, let's get in here. Now, the thing about Puffy foam is that these ends here have got to be smashed down. The foam has to be smashed down. So we have to digitize an underlay that will smash them down. Okay, and so the first thing that we have to do is we have to take this and right click and to operations, and we're going to change this to wireframe. Okay, so here is our wireframe, and here are our parts. Okay, so now when we go through these parts, we find that there's walk stitches, and we're going to digitize our own. Okay, we're not going to let them do this because I don't want anything really going through the center anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to delete that, and I'm going to delete this. Okay, and then I'm going to delete this. Okay, and let's, whoops, not that, what is that? Okay, this is the end, and we're going to put the end up here. Oh, let me see here. Well, one of the things that I want to do is I want to make this one thing instead of two things. I don't want it two things. I just want it one thing. And if I select both of these to combine them, my combine is not activated. So if we just simply go in here to operations and change element type to complex fill and replace, we now have two, but they're complex. Okay, now see, this is activated now up here, and if we hit combine elements, it did combine. Okay, so now this is one element, and what you want to take a look at is the direction, the stitch direction. So we have this direction coming down here. This is actually fine. Okay, so now we want to put in our own underlay to smash, and the point of this whole thing is to smash down these parts here and to avoid anything running in the center, because that kind of smashes down the foam, but not always. You can have things in the center, you just can't have very many. Okay, so from right here we're going to hit our walk input, and I'm going to start right here because I don't want to start right on the edge. So I'll start a little bit in, and I am going to just kind of do some seesaws in here. Okay, so hopefully what this is going to do is just kind of like tie this down. Now I am going to end right on the end, and I'm going to come all the way back, and then I'm going to do this again a little bit lower, but I'm going to make these all even on the end there so that all those stitch points are going to come right across the end, and it's going to be nice. Okay, so, and then I'm going to just keep going around. Straight point, and I'm going to go right up to the end, straight point. Okay, now I'm going to start doing my seesaw mountains here. Okay, making sure that the ones on the top part there are all even, are almost all even. You know, this is very forgiving because you're seeing it a lot bigger than it really is. Okay, and I want to just come right in between here. I'm going to just put those points right in between. Okay, and then we're going to come down around again. And you see how far I have this in. Now that's a little bit close to the edge. I'm going to backspace and hit this again. Okay, and that maybe is even a little close. You really can't tell until you get all the way to the point of sewing this out. Okay, now I'm going to come up here where I almost started and end that and hit my enter, and we're done. Okay, so now I want the walk to go first, so I'm going to just move that up. Okay, so now here's my walk underlay. And if you notice, it's just got a lot up here, and this will smash that foam down, which is what we want, exactly what we want, because all these stitch points on the edges will smash this all down, but we didn't have any stitch points on the ends, okay, before I did this. Okay, so now what we want to do is make sure that our ins and outs are all okay. So that was my, let me see here, whoops, not that one, this one. Let me move this over to here. This is my out. Let me move this back down here. Let my in. Whoops, why am I not picking up the, there. Okay, so there's my in. In with the underlay all the way down around, all the way back, and it comes back here. Oh, and it ends there. So I actually do want this over here. So in and out right there. This is the one that I want to start here, and I want it to end. See, if I leave this here, you see this run stitch that comes down here and all the way around here. See, we're going to avoid that by simply moving this up here. Now watch, presto magic, there it goes. Okay, this is it. It is done. This will be a perfect run. And this is what it looks like. We'll just do a little 3D here. Okay, now this is not exactly a satin stitch. We have to go in and fix that. Okay, so this is a complex fill, and actually that's okay if the stitch length is really, really long. Whoops, excuse me. Let's cancel that. And let's get out of this, and now let's do this. Okay, so here we go. So, and we have to change the density. I like the density at 25. That may be not enough or too much for some of you. You just have to like do what you need to do. Stitch length is 5. I'm just going to change it to 10. It just has to be bigger than the largest thing here. Okay, and and this gets rived up. Okay, too, and it doesn't make any difference. It just has to be bigger than this. All right, so now let's just apply this whole thing, and there we go. And that looks like a pretty good satin stitch. Okay, so now let's just see how this thing runs, and let me just. Okay, wait a minute now. Chose the whole design. Why doesn't this go out? Okay, choose the whole design, and let's just do it. Oh, perfect. This will look good. Okay, now I did want to point out one thing here. Let me just get it off of 3D. Where are you? Okay. If this is all even in here, let me come in here really close. But if you were to change this to a change element type to column 2 or a column 1, I don't think that it'll even do a column 1. It'll do a column 2. And you see how these are different lengths in here. And, that's really okay. It will not make a difference, okay, very much. It won't, okay, so you can do that. Or you can just leave it fill and not do that. But if you have really tight corners, you might want to make it a column, okay? So that is it. And then you save it, and you're in. And you can do this with any font. You just have to close in or make your underlay smash down the square ends. That is the whole secret to the whole thing. Okay, and there have to be enough stitch points across those ends to actually cut the foam. Okay, so that's it. Thank you very, very much.